We'll pivot to the second story. Maybe not comic book related, but huge for me and you as fans of the character, more so me. And he's my second favorite character. And he has had a comic book for the last decade at Dynamite. So delve
Dynamite.
into it. James Bond. James Bond 26. We are finally getting some movement on this. Denis Villanueve, the great director of both Dune movies that you and I hold as masterpieces of filmmaking, he has been announced as the new director of James Bond. Different era for Bond. The Eon Productions that own James Bond, the entirety of his cinematic history, that is gone. They were bought out. So this is all Amazon, which is a little worrisome. But apparently, what we wanted to talk a little bit about, we got Denis Villeneuve. They are rumored to be looking at Tom Holland as the new James Bond, which I will say takes me to a weird place on this movie. Before I go on this, because I'll probably talk way too much about it, what your thoughts on it? You get Denis Villeneuve, maybe Tom Holland. Like, where are you at on the new James Bond and what they're doing?
I don't see Tom Holland as James Bond. And the thing about Bond and the thing about Tom Holland is, for better or for worse, he will forever be Spidey, right?
Fighting.
And and to take an iconic character like Bond and to try and shoehorn an iconic actor like Holland, who is really known for that role,
Hmm.
it's going to be a hard sell. I like that they're trying to pick a younger actor, but I just don't think it's a good fit. I really don't. I'm sorry,
No,
Tom. I
no, and
love
there's a
Tom.
couple other folks apparently they're looking at, but
Okay.
like you said, the emphasis is they want a younger Bond.
Yeah,
It's weird. I'm in a completely different place on the cast of Bond and the director. Denis Villeneuve, what he did with Dune, and they filmed practically for most of it, only using minimal CGI on the stuff that you absolutely needed it for. The way the movie looks, the landscape shots it's going to be a beautiful looking movie, and that's important for a Bond film.
yeah.
The casting of a younger Bond bugs me because James Bond is and I know they want to do like, hey, we could get a Bond actor for 20 years or whatever. Tom Holland, look, I like Tom Holland. I think he's a great Spider-Man. Him as James, I just don't see it. He doesn't look old enough, is
I
my
know
opinion
it.
on it. And James Bond to me is a character that doesn't work younger. I think you need James Bond to be a man. He needs to be, and I know Tom Holland's like almost 30, but let's be honest, they had him playing a high schooler a couple years ago, and he still looked age appropriate for it.
Yeah.
Him right now, Tom Holland, a movie where he's shaken, not stirred. I'll be like, I think they're gonna card James Bond here and see if he's
So
21. I just don't think you can make that work with
get
him
get
being
a,
so young.
get a little nerdy with me about Bond. So Ian Fleming wrote him um, kind of from his own life experience,
Yep.
and
Of
some
people
of the
he
people,
knew as well. Yeah.
yeah, during World War II, and
Hmm.
so this is a post World War II character. Not saying that the movie has to be a period piece, but you could envision a modern Bond like having fought in Afghanistan or whatever and did
Yeah.
special ops.
Oh, they're gonna have to
So
fix the timeline and all that. Yeah.
this guy would be like in his 30s, early 30s maybe.
Well, and that's a huge key with Bond is Bond is supposed to have been a naval commander before he was a double O agent, which would mean he'd be older. Again, is this going to be young Bond? I don't know. I mean, I don't need another revisitation of James Bond Jr. like that awful cartoon they did. Like, you just again, I not that Tom Holland's not a good actor. I think he's likable. If I had to be positive on it, he does have some charisma. He is likable. He has carried blockbuster movies before. And he does seem to have talked about James Bond as loving that character and wanting to do well, which I think is an improvement because as much as I think Daniel Craig was an okay James Bond, Daniel Craig hated James Bond. He's publicly saying he didn't like the character very much. He tried to bring the humanity of it. He enjoyed playing it at times, but he also did stuff where he's like, I'd rather slit my wrist than play James Bond again. Like Daniel Craig just wasn't fun. And so if Tom Holland could bring some fun to it, I guess that could work. Honestly, the big part that makes me mad is that I don't know why do people not like Henry Cavill? I mean, the guy just looks like James Bond. I don't get it. It's a weird place to be in that I think the director's absolutely
Is
perfect for
Cavill in
Bond.
the running?
No, apparently because they want to go younger and Cavill's like 40. So it'll be interesting. I don't know. I don't know how many of our comic fans are Bond fans, but let us know your thoughts down below on the upcoming James Bond. I'll also say a little worried about Amazon grabbing it. Amazon has
That is kind of scary that Eon's because Eon Productions has been a good steward,
if it's
as
the
good as it can get.
Amazon people who did Jack Reacher so well, then we're in for something
Yes,
good. If it's
yes.
the Amazon people who did Lord of the Rings so bad, then
Uh,
that's the thing with Amazon is their 50-50 hit rate. But be interested to see if anybody would watch. Bond might be a little bit outside of the comic book realm for some, but would be interested on your thoughts on that below with the director and that.